Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my podcast. This is I'll Call You Right Back podcast, and this is episode 53. I'm pumped about it as usual. You know, I like having the opportunity to release episodes every week for people. This past week was eventful for me. I went to Vegas. I did a lot of fun things. I had some friends get married there. We stayed in Old Vegas, this place called the Golden Nugget, and they got married like on basically like the boardwalk. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's like that's the feel that it has. It's like a boardwalk. It's like this main vein of these casinos in Old Vegas, and it was this like dope ass overhang, and it was just an awesome time. Then there was like an emo night out there that we went to, and it was just like just a real good time, real good event in Vegas. I lost a shit ton of money the first couple days, but then I came back like $100, but definitely still lost money. I don't understand how people could live out there. I mean, I guess I could understand if people live outside of Vegas, but that main area with all the casinos and shit like that, like we toured the Excalibur and the Luxor and stuff, and that's like on the main strip, and it's just fucking insane. Every day it's just like people are, I mean, you got obvious street performers, but it's like the most you've ever seen anywhere. It's like everywhere you walk, people are dressed up, girls with titties just flapping around with just like little electric tape X's on them. And they're just like, oh, come on over, take a picture and pay me $5 to take a picture with your flap titties. And, it's just a bizarre time out there. Definitely a different world, and a couple people now have told me that they pump things into the casinos in Vegas, like oxygen or some fucking voodoo gas that keeps people going. And two different people told me this, and I mean, I didn't Google it or nothing, but I could believe it. I feel I felt different whenever I was out there, as weird as it is. It's like it has a fucking lore on you. The first night people were moseying around, and I was like by myself, and I heard that there was a White Castle there. So my boss told me there was a White Castle there, and I have to take a sip. Hold on. My boss told me there was a White Castle down there, and I never had it before. And I went there, and I had this White Castle, and I was like, it's supposed to be like this insane, I don't know. It was definitely good. I don't understand why it was so good, but, it was a good event down there. Vegas is just a different time. But anyway, another thing that I feel like I should mention is there's a Netflix show out that's pretty fucking wild. It's called You. All right. So it's, if anyone has ever watched Gossip Girl, Dan Humphrey, the nerdy book guy, smart, I don't know how to describe him in Gossip Girl. He was just not your typical guy to fit in with that uppity Chuck Bass S&B crowd. But in this new show, he's just a fucking creeper that stalks this girl, and it's just it's an incredible show. Netflix just is steady putting out that heat, and I've talked about it before, but like Ozark, that show's given me more anxiety than a lot of other shows that I've watched in the past. And this is right up there with that. You just feel fucking crazy while you're watching it. But it's definitely worth the watch. But anyway, on to the reason everyone's here. I got a really awesome guest. It's been a long time coming. I've had my eye on him as a guest because I've been interested in what he does. So there is a Instagram page called Keep Pittsburgh Dope. You might have came across it already. It's definitely well known in Pittsburgh now, but the guy behind it is Chancelor Humphrey. So Chance is a dude that grew up, and he went to school for broadcasting, but kind of fell into this whole different lane. He carved this lane out, and it's such a unique and interesting way to explain the culture and the feeling of Pittsburgh through street lifestyle photography. it's hard to try to explain what he does, and I don't want to like take anything away from it. So I tread carefully before I like try to do it. But he's just the best way to see what I'm talking about is just go to his Instagram page right now, and it's at Keep Pittsburgh Dope, and just take a look at what's on there. There's so many different people. You learn so much different shit about the city that you live in. You know, there's so many cool people that we don't know about, and like that's kind of why I do this podcast. Is like there's interesting people out there. I try to just like, I try to do the work to like sort through them, and he does the same thing, except he has a different way of doing it. Like he pretty much just like floats around the city with his camera and just comes across these, interesting, unique people. And you could see that documented on his Instagram account. And it was just a great conversation. He's a really cool dude, and I was happy to have him. So without further ado, episode 53 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast, Chancellor Humphrey.
I gotta use the telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. Call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast. We're in the market for a house now, so like me and her have been like house hunting.
Wow.
And it'll be nice to like have your own spot, and like I'm gonna make a studio, obviously.
Most
but
definitely.
Now I have to fucking do this in my living room. I kick her out every week whenever I have people roll in here.
No, this is chill though. It's a vibe.
I appreciate that. This is everything we talk about this all the time. It's weird. You live with your girl?
I do.
Now how long have you been living together with her?
About almost a year and a half. I want to say year and a half.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, I mean it's I'm selfish, so I had to get used to some stuff.
So everything in this fucking room is my decorations. Like under all these wrapping paper is all like this dude who does all this horror art. His name's Robert Walker.
Okay,
but it's all this crazy artwork and shit. And she's nice enough to be like just understanding.
She does. She rock.
She just goes with it. She kind of adapts to like some things that I do, and some things she just doesn't fuck with, and you just got to deal with it. But
I know, because like I'm my girlfriend, like that's the aesthetic of our place is all her, like but I'm real clean. I don't want to say neat freak, but like I have to, like, for me to get things done, like I have, like, the place has to be like in order,
organized.
Yeah, in order. Like the dishes have to be in the dishwasher. Like the pillows got to be right.
Yeah,
and like the bed got to be made. Or I can't like send emails. Like it's weird. It's like I don't know. It's something. I just got to get that done.
That's good though. I mean, like that's better than having letting shit just like pile up.
Yeah, but she's not like that. So yeah.
See, I'm the opposite of like your relationship. My wife is like you, where she'll be laying in bed and she'll be like, the fucking dishes in the sink are not in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, what? And I'll just roll over and go to bed. But it's just she's definitely trying to like, she's getting me into like the regime of it all.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get sending my girlfriend into it, but it's a slow process.
But like, hey, it's a slow process.
Facts.
But okay, so I'm excited about this. So to open this podcast, I do a segment called "What's in the Cup."
What's in the cup?
What's in your cup?
Well, we got some one of my favorite childhood teenager drinks, Tahitian Treat.
I've never had this. I've never even heard about this.
Yeah, I mean, you can mostly find it. I grew up in Aliquippa. I grew up playing 11 in the hood, so you can probably find it at your graduation parties, your cookouts. In the mostly in the black community. But it's awesome. It's an awesome.
I'm gonna try this. This is the first time I ever had it, so I'm gonna try it.
Try it out, man. Cheers.
Well, that's good. That's real good.
Sweet,
it's definitely sweet. I'm not really like a pop guy. Like I tried to like gravitate away from it, and I usually switch to like a seltzer.
Okay.
But You know, I usually don't fuck with fruit punch either, but since that's since it's like it has a carbonation in it, that's all right. I fuck with that.
Yeah, I like it with like it's good with like just big dinners. Like,
yeah, you can just rip through shit.
Just amount of like, just a lot of food is good with that.
So Aliquippa you grew up in.
Yeah, yep, born and raised.
Now, would you say Aliquippa? I don't really know too much about it. Is it like bigger? Is it smaller?
It's smaller. I want to say population.
Like how many people
15,
you graduate
20?
with?
Well, I graduated from Hopewell.
Okay.
And I graduated about 300 something.
Oh, that's equivalent. Like that's kind of equal. I graduated from Elizabeth Forward, and I think we were right around like 250.
Elizabeth Forward, yo, what you got? No, I'm thinking it.
Elizabeth
We used
Forward.
to play you guys though. Hopewell used to play.
Yeah. Elizabeth Forward Warriors. You probably shit on us in football. Like I played football. We didn't win a game my senior year.
No, dang.
Not one game, dude. It was a racket. It's all right though. So, like, were you always into this world of like technology, social media, and shit from back in the day?
You know what? I was, man. Like I guess we'll talk about it later. But I went to. It started when I was in college.
Yeah.
Like my freshman year. You know, we were on Facebook. We were on. I was still on MySpace.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I just turned 30 in September.
Yeah.
So
you definitely seen like the MySpace and everything. Like,
yeah. So I seen from AIM to MySpace.
Yeah.
But I was late. I was still on MySpace. My friends were like, "Yo, you got to get off MySpace." Man. I'm like,
MySpace was dope though.
Yeah, I loved it. Yo,
yeah,
you
like
put your own music.
I know that's still the best thing about MySpace. Like that gave you the whole vibe of people as soon as you click on their page.
Right. You had your background.
100%. My shit was never like. I knew people that were good at doing like all the coding and shit like that, but I never learned it.
Yeah.
I had the same background my entire time of having MySpace.
Yeah, because like you could like those websites, they would give you like the whole code you would need, the copy, and you just paste it right wherever you needed to paste it for background.
Then you'd be getting crazy and hiding comments and your top eights. And
everything.
Your
top. Yep. Yeah. I was like, yo, why am I not in your top 5?
Yeah, that was a super weird time in life because like it was that and like AIM and just coming home from school. Yeah. Like did you have a cell phone in high school?
I did. Yeah.
I think when did you get it? How old were you?
Well, it was crazy. I got a cell phone pretty early. Like it was kind of wild. Like I was my first cell phone, I want to say came ninth grade, and that was like 04.
Yeah.
And I remember I had a brick Nokia. And I had a basketball cover, so it felt like a basketball. Yeah, like I had that. And I want to say my dad was paying for my bill at the time.
That phone probably still works.
Yeah, like it was. I felt like the man, But
that brick Nokia. I had an Envy. The Envy for Verizon, but I got that phone late. But like, I just remember, I remember like, I think my age was like the cutoff. I'm 28. I think my age was like the cutoff of like, people not having cell phones and still using like AIM and fucking MySpace and relying on like, getting a hold of people not through cell phones. Like everyone has cell phones now.
Everybody.
Yeah, even like young ass like 8-year-old kids. That's insane to me.
It is. It's a whole new day.
My first phone didn't even have a camera on it.
Yeah, mine didn't.
Yeah, the flip phone.
No, mine didn't. Yeah,
I had that generic one that Verizon gave you in the beginning.
Yeah,
and I wasn't paying for it, so I was thankful.
Right. Yeah, I was just. To looking back, I was like, we didn't have a lot, but I sure did have that cell phone.
Yeah. In high school, did you like high school?
I did. I had a fun high school experience. Like, and it was innocent. Like I didn't get into like smoking weed or like alcohol, experimental stuff until like college.
Yeah.
So like my high school years were innocent, but I had a lot of fun. Like I played sports, I played basketball.
Yeah.
And
were you in clubs and shit like that?
What? No, I wasn't. I'm trying to think. I think my freshman year, I might have been in one club and I can't even remember.
That's whenever you like experiment and you're like, oh, I'll join.
Yeah,
like,
I'll do this. Yeah,
international cooking or something.
Right, and then it just you get too cool or whatever. I don't know.
I know you phase away from it.
Right. So,
were you taking pictures back then?
No, not even close. That
really?
Wasn't. Yeah, well, that wasn't even on.
So what was your hobbies in high school besides for sports?
Yeah, it was like just basketball. I thought I was going I wanted to go to the NBA. You know, just these dreams of just going to the NBA.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't know that you got to be the best of the best.
Were you guys good?
Yeah, we were pretty good. So like, well, I didn't really like. I played my 10th grade year. I played a little bit of high school here and there, but I was mostly playing JV.
Yeah.
And then my junior year, I saw more action in high school. But I was still playing JV, and then my senior year, like everybody was gone. Like it was like, it's my, it's our time to shine. So like, but I had a okay senior year. It wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But I only had 2 like partial scholarship offers from Geneva and Penn State Beaver.
Okay.
So I picked Penn State Beaver. I love the coach, and that's when I really blossomed. Like, that's
where you went to school, Penn State Beaver.
Yeah, Penn State Beaver. Then I went to Penn State Maine.
Okay.
For broadcast.
Broadcast. So you went to school for that?
Yeah, I went to school for broadcast.
Oh shit!
Right.
Okay.
So like, and that's why, going back to your first question about kind of like being in like social or techno. I at Penn State Beaver, I had an internet radio show with two friends of mine who are my best friends to this day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was called The Blackout.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was cool. Like we used to I used to. Because they didn't major in that. They were my sidekicks.
Yeah, they were just there hanging out.
Right. And yeah, I used to put up flyers and like in the dorm and just like, going ham, just telling everybody to listen.
People listen?
Every week. Yeah. We would have the chat open
that's
while
dope.
we were on air. And
so you would know if people could interact and shit.
Yeah, interacting. So it was like low key, I was kind of ahead of my time, low key.
See, I went to CCAC and I did a radio show called the Rush Hour Renegades. I stole the name from Full House.
Okay.
But the only problem with CCAC is no one gave a fuck. So like I was I had my own time and I would go in there and I would be able to play music. But it only played in like the lounge, and it only played in the cafeteria.
Oh,
and like no one's just chilling in the cafeteria and the lounge at CCAC.
True, but you were getting your chops.
I was getting it in there. I was having a good time. It was fun for sure. And like you did that all. Did you do that your whole time up at Beaver?
Yeah, so I played basketball and I think it was either Tuesdays or Wednesday nights we were on.
That's dope.
Yeah, we would just talk. We'd play some music. It had to be edited, you know. But people would listen. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it was
still
just,
like it's cool that you had some listeners. We didn't have anyone that was interacting, so it was just like I was just playing the music I wanted to hear.
Right. Well, like I feel well Penn State Beaver, they had like it was people from like other places in PA and like some people from Jersey, New York. So like they were. And then it's in Monaca, Pennsylvania, so there's like really nothing to do. You know? So they're just stuck in these dorms.
I guess that's a good point.
Right, and if they got to go grocery shopping, they'll go to Walmart. So it's really
that's a good point.
In the mall, the Beaver Valley Mall was closed, but it was kind of whack.
Yeah.
But
Beaver Valley
they were
Mall.
kind of stuck.
And like what kind of shit were you playing back then?
Oh, whatever we liked. Like whatever we
so you were just playing what you liked then.
Yeah, we were playing like anything dope. Like off of LimeWire. Like we could it was crazy. Like if we could find an edit or like from YouTube and like copy it to LimeWire.
Kids are so spoiled now.
Right.
Kids just have them on their phones and their iPads. It's like back then you had to fucking go through the trenches like 4 hours to download one song. Then
Seriously.
you had to preview it 20% in so you could know if it's a good quality one because you could be waiting for 4 hours and then play it and it's just trash.
Yep.
You're like, motherfucker, it took me 2 days to download Sum 41.
Straight.
And you're just like,
straight up, man. So like, it's literally these kids don't know how good
spoiled
they got
as fuck, dude.
They don't know how good
and they're all on Facebook and Instagram. They don't know about Instagram. I mean, they don't know about MySpace.
Nothing.
Like
they can't even wait for updates. They're just like
MySpace was like, that whole time period of life was just nuts. I feel.
Well, yeah, when it was introduced, and
dude, like it was like the first of its social media networks besides for like AIM.
I'll never forget. Like I went over to another one of my best friends to this day. I went over to his house, Corey, and he was in the basement, but it was his room. And I went over to his house, and he was on MySpace, and I was like, what? I was like, what is this? I was like, it was just so fascinating. And I remember taking a picture. We built my MySpace there like that day.
Yeah.
He took a picture. It was like this wooden panel behind me. It was trash. And I had this oversized hat fitted on.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of my MySpace.
That's dope.
But the beginning of social media.
Yeah, beginning of social media. So like, in whenever you were at Penn State Beaver, you had Facebook then.
Yeah. Yep. Facebook. Yep.
And like, see, I don't remember whenever I first got Facebook. It had to be around 2009.
Yeah, I mean that's when I got it. 2000 or no, I got it 2008. 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually maybe even 2007.
And that's whenever there wasn't like you had to have an edu.edu.
Well, before me, so like when I got it, that was like everyone could have it.
Oh, okay.
So like I think like maybe a year or two before me, that's when you had to have be in college to use it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
But when I started it was open. Yeah, it was open.
And now you got people's fucking mothers and fathers and grandparents on there.
Yeah, it's
commenting. It's out of pocket.
It's life for them, man.
It's nuts.
I just let them have fun, man. They just.
Are you active? Like, are you like? I'm not someone who voices a lot of opinions.
Me neither. Nah.
You know, I share a video of like a dog or something.
I just share my without my content.
Yeah,
you know, like. I
don't get involved with all of it.
Yeah, and people didn't subscribe to hear about they didn't subscribe to hear at least what I think. They want to see content of my pictures. I feel like. I mean, they probably do. They may want to, but it's just like, you know, I don't know.
You want to keep it to that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
nowadays, it's just fucking nuts. Like anything you say can be critiqued so heavily. And be taken the wrong way and be taken.
This cancel culture, man. I don't know. It's just, it's a wild time.
Wild time to be alive, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the radio stuff. So you got done at Penn State Beaver and then you went to Penn State, Maine.
Yeah.
Now, what was, were you doing like radio stuff there too?
Yeah. So, it's crazy. Well, yeah. So I had to go. So my major was broadcast. So I had to go to the main campus after 2 years.
Yeah.
So I went to the main campus. Man, it was lit.
Was it sick?
Yo. I've had some of the wildest times at this campus, man. Like it was I've seen some things and literally it's just literally what you expect from what is it, 60,000 kids or 40,000?
Oh, my brother went for a little bit.
A crazy amount of kids.
Yeah.
And just horny and like just
nuts.
Yeah, just nuts, man.
Kids just nuts with just fucking running around unsupervised.
Yeah.
Getting a taste of freedom.
But at the same time, I saw what hard work was. Like it was people party, but it was still cool to see like
people were still going to work or going to class.
Yeah, and it was dope. So I think that kind of put something in me too, just to like see what it takes, you know, to achieve stuff. So like that was cool. But
where did broadcasting come in to play though? Like how'd you get involved with that? Why'd you want to start doing that?
I don't know. It's literally always been something I loved.
Oh, you've loved it
since a kid. Like
that's dope.
Yeah, literally like my mom used to tell me like I vaguely remember, but when I was like 3 and 4, like the Arsenio Hall show.
Yeah.
Like I used to just love that show, and he used to always do the thing where like woo woo woo,
yeah.
Woo. I used to do that in front of the TV, and like I remember like this. There was this toy. It was like a radio toy that it could get a signal, like a real small radius, you know, and it was like an AM, and you could like. I just had visions of me in my room, just like broadcasting to my like community, and like just as a little kid, like, I just always loved radio.
Yeah, that's dope. I remember listening to like my first like memories of radio that I actually enjoyed was like B94. It was like John, Dave, Bubba, Shelley.
Wow. Well, yes, for sure.
Did you listen to that?
Yeah, off and on, but they're a part of my story too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's wild, man.
Tell me, I'm curious.
So yeah, B94, right? So I get to Penn State. You know, it's wild, great time. But I take an internship at B94 State College.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's
so dope. Internship. As soon as I get up there, you know, I get it. I get the internship.
Yeah, it's
dope. You know, meet like friends and then the internship's over, but it turns into a job. So I get a late night spot from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. on B94 State College.
Yeah.
It's called Late Nights on the B. And it was awesome. Like I was trash, but like it was awesome. Like
Yeah.
I had little segments, and like I used to get fan mail from like the people in prison.
For real?
Up at State College, they were like, "Yo," it was wild. Like I used to get mail at the station. You know, I'm 21. You know, so like, I get mail. I'm lit, and they're telling me about their problems, and like, they listen to me every night. It was wild. It was a trip. So like that really, once that was happening, it just bit me, man.
Yeah, for sure. You're getting a little bit of response from that.
Yeah, like this is everything. So
once you get that little bit of validation, you just want to keep it.
Yeah,
you want to keep it going, dude. As terrible as it is, once you get that like little bit of movement, you're just like, fuck, I want that again.
Yeah,
it's like drugs, dude.
It is, and like and honestly, it went to like I really wasn't honing the crafts like I should have. Like it was. I would go into voice track and like pre-record stuff, and I would just do it like real fast, just trying to get out and party. You know? So it was just like I wasn't taking it as serious.
21 though, what do you expect?
Right. I just wanted to turn up.
Live and you learn.
Yep. So yeah. So I'm on B94. I'm going to school, but I had to leave. I had a financial struggle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do? I'm back home. Embarrassed, I got to get a regular job for the time being.
This is in Aliquippa? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my God.
Now, did you have any ties in Pittsburgh at all from then?
No, not at the time.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, not at the time. So I had, radio's dead.
Yeah.
Literally that happened, like radio's done. Like I have no connects, like nothing. So I'm square one.
No, I'm sorry I keep going back, but I'm curious because like you're definitely a personable person and you network a lot. Were you doing this in school? Like were you like a personable guy, like, always around, like talking to everyone? Everyone knew you?
Well, yeah. Oh, well, dang, yeah. I'm skipping stuff.
That's
dang.
all right, dude.
Yeah. Well, look,
that's my job. It's like
thank you for holding it back in. So while I was going to school, I had the internship turn into a job, but at the same time, I took the blackout up to State College. So I was on the internet radio at State College too.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
so you got to like level that up.
Right. So I kept doing it. So the production value went up. Like I had access to all this stuff they had a whole campus for broadcast. So like the shit was lit. Like
damn, that's dope.
Right. So it was better than the B94 stuff. You know? So it was like insane. So I took the blackout show up to the internet radio on campus, and that turned into again, to answer your question, I've always been like a networking, like seeing. So we would get a lot of artists, like big artists, since we were a big school. So like Drake was up there, Jay-Z was up there, like these people, Method Man, these people were coming up there because it was such a big school. They had the money.
Yeah.
So with that, I would utilize both. So like I would find managers of the people who were coming up. So like the first interview I ever did was Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
This was right before Cushion Orange Juice.
Oh.
So like I think Deal or No Deal had just came out.
Yeah.
He was up at State College. And I was on Google. I looked up like his manager, who was Will DeJohnback, who I know now, which is it's just so wild. Like I looked him up on Google, whatever it was, Yahoo at the time, I don't know. Yeah, something. I found his email from the what was the record label?
Rostrum.
Yeah. From the label site. Emailed him, was like, hey, like I'm a DJ at B94 and like I do internet radio, and we would love to get some video stuff. I would love to interview Wiz Khalifa, for the internet radio, for the video aspect.
Yeah.
They were down. I was like, yo, so that was my first one. I knew this guy, Mikkel, like he knew the video stuff, got the video. YouTube was, pretty, YouTube was popping.
Yeah, it was popping.
So, so we went to the show. After the show, went down to the basement, smoking a doobie. Like it was insane. So he passed me the doobie. It was great. Got the interview done on camera. Put it on YouTube. I think it's up to like, I haven't looked at it in a while, but the last time I looked, it was like maybe 10,000 views.
Really?
Something. Yeah. So this was like 2009.
That's still dope though.
Yeah, it was awesome. Or 2010. But
And was it marketed under the Blackout show or was
under
it
the Blackout?
Okay, yeah.
So it was always under the Blackout.
That's dope.
And then the next was I think Method Man and Redman.
You got to interview them.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and that's online in the depths of YouTube. But yeah, Method Man and Redman. Fun story about that. So we were getting ready, we were setting up, video and getting mic'd, and all this stuff. Method Man's playing maybe NBA 2K10 at the time,
Yeah.
and he's playing on the tour bus. He's looking up, and then we're not even paying attention, and he's like, shh. Oh, and we walk in, and there's just a mound of weed, just out, on the table, just not even wrapped, just out.
I bet.
We're like, yo, this is really their lifestyle. So, and yeah, so Method Man's playing, and then maybe 5 minutes go by, and he's like, shit. Everybody looks. He's like, man, this whole time I've been playing this game on simulation mode, thinking I'm playing. Everyone just started busting out laughing. He's like, man, I guess I'm high. It was just I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah, that's nuts. This is probably a couple years after How High.
Yeah, so
that's probably in the prime of it.
Yeah, so they were just doing their college tours, and their performance, man, second to none. They put on the show. Method Man comes out with a huge L, just fur coat. It was awesome. But
yeah, that's some legendary shit.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. And then Big Sean and Mike Posner, it was great. It was a good time, man. Yeah.
That's definitely wild. And and now was this all 4 years up at or until you came back?
Right. So I left at I had a semester. I got a semester to go. That's all I got left.
So you had to leave one semester left.
Semester left, man.
Yeah.
And it was just wild. I couldn't. It was just so wild. But my mom wants me to go back at some point, but I'm just like,
fuck it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. But
if I got some time,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
You're obviously doing all right for yourself.
Yeah, it's cool. We chilling.
Yeah.
We not where we want to be, but it's just I like where I'm at.
Now we got back to the Aliquippa. You came back. You got back to Aliquippa. Now what's the next move?
Yeah. So I come back, and my high school job was I worked at Giant Eagle.
Okay.
Cashier. So I can't find anything. I'm like, yo, I gotta bury my pride and just hit this cashier route at Giant Eagle for a little bit. So I go back to Giant Eagle. Damn, I'm seeing people I know. But it is what it is. So I gotta get a check. So, but luckily, I get a job at this loan office in Moon Township.
Okay.
So I'm like, bet. So I'm in this office job, and the checks are nicer. I can dress up. I feel a little sexier.
A little bit of extra money.
Yeah. I wake up early. I drink coffee. I feel like I'm doing something.
I'm being an adult a little bit.
Exactly.
I'm being an adult.
Exactly. I'm 23, 22.
It's better than bagging groceries and shit. I'm being an adult.
Yeah, exactly. I got a computer and a desk, so I'm lit. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, let me go back. I had a blog. We had a Blackout blog too, blackout.blogspot.com.
Oh yeah.
So we would post our videos, post the shows, and then it was I would just copy what the early blogs would do, just news, just entertainment news, rap news,
what popping headlines and shit.
Exactly. We'll just take stuff from World Star, but I was like, man, I need a blog. So I had a couple of friends out of school who just got out of college, who was I had a couple of writers, photographer friends, and I was like, I'm gonna start a blog while I'm working, and it was called Radio Chumps. That was my nickname, Chumps, Chancelor Humphrey, C Humps.
That makes sense.
I came from radio, So it was, but it was a lifestyle site. So we would have some photographers, writers, like I said, and we would feature different boutiques in the city, artists in the city, events, restaurants, and stuff like that. And our photographers would shoot it, our writers would write about it.
That's sick. How you'd be promoting all the other shit with it,
right? And that's how I started making connections in the city.
Yeah,
and the blog is how I fell into photography.
Oh, okay.
So,
So camera fell into your hands a little bit.
yeah. So basically, what happened was I had photographers, but they would bail on me sometimes.
Yeah.
So like I would set up these shoots with like people in the city, and they couldn't show, and I'd be like left out to dry. So I was like, man, this is bullshit, So I went on Craigslist and I looked up like what's the best beginner camera, for someone who doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So I looked that up, and then it was like a Rebel T2i. That's what it said, Canon. So I go on Craigslist, I type that in, it's on there. It was like $300 maybe. Bought it. So I'm like, yo, if it happens again, I can swing it.
At least get by.
Yeah, and it happened, and like I did it, and I just like I loved it, man. Like I loved it. Like
Having the creative control of it.
Yeah, I just fell in love with shooting. Like I still wasn't all the way confident, but like I was still like kind of hire other photographers to shoot whatever we needed sometimes.
But you could at least know that you had an interest in it. You
Right.
wanted to like invest in it.
Exactly. So I would shoot behind the scenes of like our shoots and like stuff like that.
No, that makes sense. So you would pick up from other photographers that you
Yeah.
were using and just kind of be a sponge.
Exactly.
That's good.
So like, yeah, and that's how I fell in photography.
And it kind of just kept going from there. Now, what year is this?
So this is 2000. So I started radio jumps in 2011, and it went until 2013. So this is that time.
Right around there.
Yeah, it went for 2 years.
Now. Was there any talks of the Keep Pittsburgh Dope brand yet?
Yes,
There was.
well, so in that radio chumps, so long story short, that loan office job, it turned into a loan office job in the city. So like now I'm in the city.
Yeah, you got down there now.
I got down here, but I'm still doing radio. I'm still doing radio chumps. But I'm a part of radio chumps with street style. I would capture street style for radio chumps, and it was just in our site. It was just the aspect of the site.
Yeah.
But I made our hashtag Keep Pittsburgh Dope. Like
Okay.
yeah, like we were a part of like the first vintage mixer, and I had made stickers with that hashtag, and like I don't know if anybody has those, but like yeah, it had the hashtag Keep Pittsburgh Dope.
Well, how'd you pick up that? How'd you come up with that?
Man, so well, we're getting in depth, man. I've never told this. Like I've never told. Like
I'm telling you, bro. People ain't doing what I'm doing on this
facts,
podcast.
my G. So look,
I'm digging. I ain't even using a fucking template.
just going. So I used to watch a show called Portlandia.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
Yeah, show, funny show, Fred Armisen in Portland, Kerry Brown. And the intro to the show, they would flash around Portland, just scenes around Portland, along with the credits. And there was this wall that said "Keep Portland Weird," and I used the word "dope" all the time. Like
It's kind of like a play on that.
right. So it was "Keep Pittsburgh Dope." And
That's
like,
sick.
Yeah, like I just got it from that.
See, that's why I fucking do this podcast, is to have I'm curious about that shit. It's like Keep Pittsburgh Dope is obviously like a brand name now. You could see that around the city. You see that on different posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered. I was like, I wonder how he came up with that shit.
Yeah, it's literally just from Portlandia. And my mom hated it. She was like, I don't know. I was like, yo, I'm telling you, yo. Like, I'm telling you it's gonna work. It was whack.
Now, what's your mom's aspect of all this while this is all going on? Was she like super supportive, or was she like get a real job and be secure?
Oh well, no, she didn't even have to do that. I just knew like I cannot be. So I was back with my mom. So
Yeah.
So I couldn't be that dude back home from college, not with a job, like, or trying to start a blog. Like, I had to have a job.
You had to make some
and do the blog
be
on
able
the
to make
side.
money.
Yeah. So I was. She didn't even have to do anything, but I was living with her, so I was with her every night. And but yeah, she was super supportive. She just she just didn't like the name.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Keep Pittsburgh Dope.
Yeah.
And then that turned into like so basically like how if for people that don't know who you are that are listening, how would you explain what you do and what your Instagram account is?
Man, so basically it's just it's a street style page, and I'm trying to keep it that way. A lot of things keep getting involved, like I keep getting involved in things, but like it's a street style page. So people of Pittsburgh and your everyday person of Pittsburgh would just in their style. And yeah. And sometimes it's not even about the style. It's just the vibe
person,
they have. Yeah, the person.
Because like you see all different kinds of different people, all different types of characters, and really it doesn't seem like you have any sort of criteria of people that you shoot. It's just like if you see someone that you're interested in, it seems like you just shoot that person.
Right.
And it seems to be like, it's cool to be able to see a different vibe because you seem like you're always moving. You're always just moving through the city. You always see a different type of person pop up. And it's cool that you get to explore it a little bit.
Yeah. It's literally, it's fun. It's like therapy. It's like I have to do it just to keep, especially now, just to keep the content going. But it's literally, it's turned into like not to sound corny, but it's turned into like it's a responsibility, man. Like I have to get out there and shoot.
So what do you do? You basically are just traveling around, like you go out and walk around, whatever.
Yeah, I go out and walk around, just downtown. I just set out. I carve out times in the day where I got to roam for a little bit and just turn my music up and just roam.
I like that.
Yeah, and yep.
Now, do you talk to? I know some photos. It seems like the people don't know they're getting photographed, but some people do.
Yeah.
Now, do you approach people and explain to them what you're doing?
Yeah. Yep. I approach them. Hey, I'm a lifestyle street style photographer in Pittsburgh. I run an Instagram page called Keep Pittsburgh Dope. Sometimes they know. Sometimes they already know like who I am, what the page is, and everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't, but they're like, all right, cool. I haven't got a no in a minute. I haven't got a no in a long time.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, do you usually get? I mean, people are usually cool about it.
Yeah, people are usually cool. Like I've gotten no's, but I haven't gotten a no in a while. Yeah, so which is a plus.
Now, where did your I mean, I kind of can understand it from your story about how you explained, like you had this blog and you were trying to get into like the lifestyle. I was going to ask you like how you gravitated towards, the lifestyle photography of it all.
Right. Okay.
But you kind of are explaining it.
Yeah. So right. So basically, so I was doing the blog for 2 years, and at the same time, like I was making a little bit more money in the loan office, so I was able to go to New York. One of my best friends, who I used to do the blackout with, Corey, he was in New York.
Okay.
So I was going back and forth to New York a lot, and I was really just into like, men's style and just like tailored stuff. And so we would hit Fashion Week, and so like during Fashion Week, we would see like these photographers, and I would see these photographers, street photographers, and like people like knew who they were, and like they were like celebrities themselves, and like, but they were taking pictures of like the people on the street and the models walking, and it was just so dope to me. And like I was already I already had my camera, so I was just like really like
in the vibe of it all.
Yeah, so I was just like, man, this is ill, and then, like nobody was doing it back. No one was doing it here.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, like.
See, it's dope. I responded to it because, like, I first came across, I'm sure people of New York.
Humans in New York. Humans in
New York. Humans of New York. Mm-hmm. Like, I came across that somewhere. I think it was at, like, an Urban. They had, like, a coffee table book or something.
Okay.
But it was just, like, random photos of people, and, like, you would just get, like, an explanation, a short passage of their life, and, like, what is kind of going on.
Yep.
Just like an abridged version of their story. And like a lot of that honestly is how I kind of like fell in love with the podcast, because like, it's like a mix of that, but then like there's times where I've been sitting on my porch out front and I think to myself like, I'm not like any type of dude, but I feel like I have an interesting story, but then I look at like all the houses across the street and like every single person in them houses have their own story.
Right.
So like it has to be fucking interesting. So I just started talking to random people, dude.
Yeah.
And some people have like stuff to promote, like things that they do, like what you do, and there's just some people I talk to that are just like my friends.
Yeah.
And everyone's story just seems to be fucking wild how everything turns out.
That's so true. Everybody has a story, man.
Everyone does.
They do, yo.
You just got to take some time to like sit down and talk to them, but like no one does that. Like that's what's good about the podcast is like this gives people, I mean realistically, not too many people could have a 2-hour long conversation with someone. Not too many people do that nowadays. It's all on your phone. People don't even like having an actual phone call. They just text.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like how you said it was like kind of like a requirement for you to go out and like roam. Like this is kind of like keeping me away from this phone because I'll get latched into it. It's like I get addicted to it.
I feel bad for the kids these days. I couldn't imagine. I think every generation says that maybe.
No, but realistically, kids don't even go ride their bikes or play outside anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. But just the social media like pressure, I couldn't imagine just like waking up as a kid and just seeing like everybody's highlight reel, just like, yo, like, what am I doing? Like, just, I don't know. I just, as a kid, I just feel bad for these kids in their mental space.
Yeah, because you have to hope that the kids are mentally strong enough to understand that what they're looking at is just a highlight reel.
Right, exactly.
And it's everyone has their own problems and like all the negative shit.
Yeah,
like
no
people
one's
have
that.
credit card debts. Yeah, exactly.
No
Rogan was talking about. You listen to Rogan podcast?
You better believe I listen to Rogan.
Yeah, he was talking about that the other day, and I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, motherfucker, like that's so real. How no one's posting any negative. Like I'm not posting my credit card bill.
No,
on fucking
exactly.
And people were like, oh, this person's like in Vegas or in Colorado, and they're smiling and having a great time, and I'm fucking stuck at work. And that, like, if you got a weak mindset, that's gonna pull you down.
Exactly. It takes a lot of exercise, man. Like it's just I was listening to The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God and all that.
He's unreal.
Yeah, I love to see his rise and like what he's gonna do next.
That dude is the man.
Love him, man.
And like I love that he does not give a fuck, and he's still just successable.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's one of my
people love him because he doesn't give a fuck.
Right, and he's transparent. Like
that's what I try to do on here. Like I don't have people on here that I don't want to talk to.
Right.
I don't like, I feel that it won't be a good conversation because I obviously don't like, I have no notes or anything. So I rely on like my interests to like spark a conversation between my guest and me. And it
separates.
It separates. That's all it is. And you like, now this brand, when did you start in the beginning? Did it start taking off? Like, was the blackout kind of like big?
No, like the blackout was just, at Penn State Beaver, it was cool. Like we were like we were the blackout.
Yeah, you were just like, I get it.
And the internet rate, like when I got to the main campus, it was cool. Like and then I could be on the radio up at State College.
Yeah, like actual radio.
Yeah, the internet radio, campus radio. But I was really focused on the B94 thing, like, and we'll circle back on that. But yeah, so. Yeah, that was the big thing at the time, and then once I had to leave school, the blackout was kind of done. Yeah,
and then like now, what was the rise of Keep Pittsburgh Dope? You got like 24,000 followers now, so obviously that didn't happen in the beginning.
Yeah, so it's wild. So like I was in the city. I had stopped the blog, and I was solely going to focus on making myself a brand, and like that. But showcasing street style, but at some point, like putting a face to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and that's what I was seeing from the guys in New York, like, Scott Schumann, who was like the Sartorialist, and a whole bunch of other guys. So like, that's what I wanted to do. But at first it was just, people on the street, and it was, people were digging it. It was like I was on Twitter. People were messaging me like, "Yo, like, love what you're doing." Like people I kind of looked up to, and they were like, "Yo, like, see what you're doing, love what you're doing." So that was kind of like, all right, like I knew it would work, but that was just like, all right, this is
some validation.
Yeah, so because the lane, I'm a big believer in lanes not being filled, and once it's filled, like you just got to do it right and be consistent quality. So
yeah.
So I knew it was going to work, but just that validation from like people was watching, people was seeing, and I just stayed consistent. Like every lunch break, I would go out on the streets and shoot, and as soon as I would get off work, I would roam and shoot, and I was posting heavy. I was posting heavy back then. I was just going ham.
Yeah,
and so yeah, but I wanted to get better every year. I wanted to get better as a photographer every year because I'm just self-taught. So like,
yeah.
I was just I wanted people to notice, like, Chancellor was ass last year, but like, now
He's leveling his shit up.
Yeah, so I wanted that to be a part of my page, just like people growing with me,
Yeah.
But then, so the big peak was I wasn't at 1,000 yet, but what happened? I shot Mac Miller's girlfriend at the time. Nomi.
Yeah.
Either I shot her or I don't even think I shot her yet. I think she just saw my page and she reposted it. Like,
okay.
She was like, "Yo, like you got to check out this Pittsburgh page."
She's like a blogger and shit,
right?
too.
Like, yeah, and she was a blogger and she was Mac Miller's girlfriend. Like, and her following, I can't even remember what her following was, but it was way bigger than mine.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So she posted that, man, and like, I got so many followers off of that, yo.
Really?
Like, yeah, and that,
like how many? Like over 1,000?
I think it was like over 1,000 followers
just from one thing like that, and it was just like a ball rolling, and you just kept it rolling.
Literally, and up to this date, like that's the most followers I've ever gotten off of a person. Like, like Nomi was like literally like. I've had other people post me, but that one, I've never gotten that many followers.
Now, could I ask you a question? Now, I'm curious about this from your point of view, especially being a photographer.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned you wanted to see people grow with you.
Yeah.
Or you wanted people to be able to see you growing and that you wanted them to come along with that. Mm-hmm. Now, I have an Instagram account from this podcast, and in the beginning, I had no sort of like template or any sort of like rhyme or reason on how I would post. So it looks unorganized and gross.
Yeah.
I leave it on there because like, I leave that as like, I want people to see that. I want people to see that like, I realized and like, I'm correcting this shit and I'm like shining this stuff up and I'm doing this along the way. What do you think about that? Like, do you delete all the old shitty stuff that you had on your page?
No, literally everything I've shot from day one is still up.
See, I don't know why people would delete stuff because like you want to see the progress. Like,
yeah, because like people like if people got time, they might go like and they'll see.
Bro, I'm
like,
telling you right now, if I find someone that like I want to talk to on here, I'll go on all their social media and I will scroll all the way down because like that's how I get like the ammo for what I want to talk to.
Right.
I had I'll talk to random people. Like I've had funeral directors on here and like I've always been like fascinated. Like my main goal with this is like I have a job that I'm in right now. My dream job is, like I want to do this podcast shit, but like I'm also fascinated by like funeral directors and stuff like that. I want to know how that shit is. I just like learning.
Right.
And I wanted to have a funeral director on, but I didn't want it to be like your typical like old creepy guy. So like I reached out on Facebook, found some girl that was like she's like a younger woman that's like very vintage feeling.
Wait, what's her name?
Her name's Sarah.
I know Sarah. She got pizza. She got a pizza.
Sarah McAlley, yeah.
I used to work with her.
Dude, she, fantastic person. And like,
her personality is amazing.
It's amazing. And like, someone linked me with her.
Yeah.
And, I looked through and like, I got a link of a bunch of different people.
Okay.
But that's where I rely on my judgment to go through their social media. And I saw that this girl had like biographies by like, Judd Apatow, Steve Martin. So like, this girl is like an actual fan of comedy, but is still in this like dark, fucked up shit. But like her page, you could feel like a warm vibe from it all. So like I wanted to hear from her point of view because I feel that someone like her could offer a different point of view than just like a creepy dude that just like wanted to be in it because he was weird in high school. You know what I mean? So like I try to like, that's how I try to like think about the different people on here. But social media, I go through everything because like that's the only way that you're going to learn about a person. You're going to learn as much as you can about a person through their social media page before you were able to talk to them.
That's a fact. Yeah. And like, and that's the truth. And it's amazing.
So you keep all your old shit on there?
Yeah, I keep all the old shit.
Whenever you look at it, do you dislike it?
Yeah, I'm just like, like it's just, you just cringe.
Well, that's good though, right?
Yeah, it's just like, how did nobody tell me that? Like, why didn't anybody say anything? But yeah, it's just, but that's what it is. It's just growth, man. It's just like,
and you just keep going from there, and you keep. I mean, like, and that's where you got to rely on the people that are just like that don't want to put in the work. They're gonna fall off. Like,
that's the. it's work, man. Like
It's work every fucking week. This fucking podcast takes so long to just edit all this shit and do all this, and I can sit here and bitch about it, but like I love it. Like this is what I want to do.
Right.
It's the shit that you want to do. I'm sure like everyone sees just the pictures that you're posting on your Instagram account. They don't see how many hours you're editing and doing all that shit, and all the fucked up pictures that you took.
Right. And like I'm not a big like I hate those kind of like sometimes I hate those like those quote pictures where it's like, you know, you gotta, it's like just motivational stuff, which is cool. Like I get down with motivational stuff, but like sometimes it's just stupid stuff. But like for real. But I get it. But I don't know. But I saw this one. It was like a pit bull quote. And it was like
the artist Pitbull.
Yeah, like artist like the Pitbull.
That's where you went wrong.
Yeah. Well, look, it said. It was don't quote. I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something about the beginning of success, or it always begins with suck. Like success sucks. Like it's hard work. Like it does suck at some points, but like and it just hit me. I was like, yo, like that is so true, yo, because like sometimes it sucks, man, and like you just got to press through and just know what the end goal is, like, because you know, I don't know.
I mean, you just have to rely on yourself. Like the way I think about this is like, you know, I know that like if this shit fails, like I've done a clothing line, it failed. I'm not worried about it. Just makes you a little bit better. But like, I just know that I'm not gonna let shit like, you know, I know what I could do.
Right.
So like it doesn't worry me because like I know I'm gonna make shit happen regardless. I'm sure you're the same fucking way.
Same way, man. It's the same exact way, yo. I mean, of course we love it. Like you do it because you love it.
You have to love it though.
Yeah, like
and I mean the best part about it is like the people that are, you know, there could be, you know, there's 1,000 photographers in Pittsburgh. There's 1,000 podcasts in Pittsburgh. But it's all on how you execute it all. Yeah. So I just like, you know, I do my own shit. Like I do it my own way. You do your shit your own way.
It's your vision, man.
Yeah, and it's just your vision. So like you're doing all this shit with Pittsburgh Dope, and it's growing and it's progressing, and you're in your lane and you're doing it. Yeah. And then I see you are involved with Creative Drinks a few years ago.
Yeah.
And that started to pop up. So explain to me what that is.
Yeah, so like so me and my one of my best friends, Cody Baker.
Alumni of the podcast.
Yeah, okay, right. So we linked up through a mutual friend of ours who introduced us, and we became friends, and we just clicked, man. Like we got the same kind of like just drive, you know, and everything like that. So I just like he's a couple years younger, but we just like we clicked. So. And he happened to do photography as well, you know? Yeah. So, like I said, my goal was always to incorporate, the face behind the brand. Because I was like, we in the city. This city loves, like, it's a community-driven city. So, like, they have to see a face with the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like
that makes sense for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like your Rick Sebacks, your Mr. Rod. Like, it's a face.
Iconic people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, So... I told Cody, I was like, every week, like, we got to shoot each other. Like, we got to shoot each other, you know, and just post it on our grams, you know, whatever, with quotes, you know, music bars or whatever. Yeah. Just put it out there. So, and that's what we did. And we was doing that every week, like, consistently. And, like, he's good with, like, the Photoshop, so he would have us doing, like, you know, fall in.
Yeah, wild shit.
Wild
shit.
So that was a really fun time because, like, we were just grinding, and like we didn't have a lot of followers, but like it was fun. And but then it was just a thing where we wanted like a networking event, but like not like your
stuffy
typical
networking.
Like name tag,
yeah.
So we just made an event called Creatives Drink 2, TOO.
Yeah,
like Creators Drink 2.
Yeah,
at Howl at the Moon. So it was the first one, and the drinks weren't completely free. We had like tickets. So we had like drink tickets that they offered. It was like a giveaway party that we transformed into a Creators Drink. Like we made it like a Creators Drink.
That's all right. You finesse it into
what you need.
Yeah.
So that was our first one.
That's Creators my favorite
Drink
word
2.
is finesse.
Finesse it. That's it. And it was good. Like it was like about 50 to 60 people showed up. It was cool. And everybody had a good time. We was like, yo, this was kind of tight. And so we made it into a series. So like I said, the first one was called Creators Drink TOO.
Yeah.
We just made the second one the third one. So it was just like Creators Drink 3.
So there was not a Creatives Drink 1.
No. So the first one was 2.
Okay.
So which was wild. Yeah. So the second one was the third one. Or the third one was the second one. Whatever. At the Vandal in Lawrenceville.
Yeah.
That's where the second one. It was tight, but it was free drinks. So we got some sponsors. It was free. We had wine. DJ Bamboo DJ'd. And
now, by the time you're at the second one, are you guys like catching on a little bit more with like the followers and like being known and shit?
Yeah, well, at least I am. Like, you know, Keep Pittsburgh Dope like is like is rolling. You know what I'm saying? And people are discovering it. So like we're like, you know, we're definitely utilizing that for Creators Drink and like, you know, so it's just like, yeah. And then the more Creators Drink, people are seeing Cody's face, and he's everywhere in the food game, and he's throwing other events. So like, it's just a smash. But like at the beginning stage, like, you know, people knew what Keep Pittsburgh Dope was, and I was posting it on my feed. So people were just coming solely based sometimes off just following me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was just still free drinks, you know? So people were coming regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
You know what I'm saying?
Drinks.
So it was just like...
And a younger type event.
Yeah. So it was just all these things and just different venues that people never been to. And like, it was just all these factors that made it ill. And so yeah, it's gaining its steam. So the Vandal was that one. And then...
and what number is it on now? I can't
the 10th
remember.
one. So the next one that's coming up is the 10th.
No, it's the 10th one, and you were saying that like now, you were saying that you're not involved with the creative drinks anymore now,
right?
Because you're now. Explain to me.
Yeah,
explain to me.
Yeah, well, like, you know, like where I wanted to, like, you know, now that I'm 30, like I got a girlfriend, I'm domesticated, I got a crib, you know, my wants and kind of like interests are kind of like, you know, evolving or we're changing, you know?
Yeah.
So like, you know, the big aspect of Creatives Drink and me, like I just like to turn up in general. Like I just like to party, period. You know? So but a main aspect of that of Creatives Drink is, you know, it's a turn up. So, you know, too, it's a networking. People have made connections, but like
have some drinks, get to know each other.
Yeah. So like, but it's still at the end, like that last hour, it's still this a rager. So like, but and I had to incorporate that in my page and my brand and just like
like what is now what's like for you to be someone who has a page like you do, like to come with the followers that you have 24,000, like I feel like you have to be conscious of everything you post.
Right.
Now, is that true?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. So like I smoke weed. And like, but and I work with brands and like, and the brands, they know, like they watch my stories, like they know what's up. But like, but I would never like post me with an L on my actual feed. Like it's just like little hints like on my story.
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
You know, I'll pass over the L, I'll pass over the joint, and you know what I'm doing. So but it'll never be like.
A photo of you.
Yeah, like so in your face. It's just subtle.
That makes sense.
And you know, it's just kind of, and at the same time, like, I'm a big believer in just like, that stigma is so stupid to me. Like over weed.
Like I wearing weed socks.
Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, but just people thinking it's just like, and it's getting less and less with just the stigma around weed and stuff. It's just like,
yeah, I mean,
weed.
It's ridiculous. I still don't get how all the shit that's going on with it does. Like you could technically, all the jobs, the corporate jobs, they will sponsor happy hours and shit, but technically you can't go home and smoke a joint or something. And you're just like, come on now.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's definitely just a wild world. Right. But that makes sense that you like kind of want to like, I mean, you're getting older. I mean, you're kind of,
right. And yeah, I know where I want to take my brand and like I have no shame. Like I want to be like on the same levels as Rick Sebaks and you, Mr. Rogers, like legendary. I want that. Like, you know, I want my name to ring in that at some point. You know,
yeah, for sure.
So like, that's what I want. And like, I just have stages of my brand. Like I just see where I want to take it, and like,
and I'm sure the shit that you're doing takes up time, and then that creative drink stuff takes up a crazy amount of time.
Right,
so it's like
it's time. Yeah, exactly. It's just where I want to focus my time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you still like go and like chill and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, Cody. Yeah, we still best friends.
You're still
like,
still friends and shit like that. It's just like it's understandable though, because like this is a point in time in life where we're getting older, and like these are the choices that I feel like we have to make, and it's nuts like becoming an adult and like dealing with the shit you did. Like I got married last year, and it was fucking insane like to deal with that. Congrats. And like I appreciate it, and it's dope, but like it's just overwhelming to like talk about like getting married and like spending 15 racks on a fucking wedding, and you're just like fuck, and then you're just like what the fuck is going on now? I gotta buy a house, and it all just goes so fucking fast.
It's wild, scary, all that. Yeah,
that's why like I'm scared of like shit flying by so fast. So that's why like I'm always like busy. Like I always feel like I'm moving. I always feel like I'm doing some shit, because like I feel like I could not just like sit around on a couch, because it's just like I feel like I have too much creative shit just in my head. I'm gonna explode if I don't get it out.
I can't, yo. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. Like I can't. Like don't get me wrong. I like to chill every now. Yeah. But like
don't get me wrong either. I will chill the fuck out on that couch and take a nap.
I love it, but like I can't like.
I get shit done though.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
And it's just like I can't. Like sometimes I find, and I don't know it, but like sometimes like I can get preachy. I can get preachy sometimes. Like even like I just like I just want everybody to win, man. Like I just like I just want everybody to have a passion and just like, yo, like you can do it, man.
Yeah,
like,
but people, you can't fucking force people to do it. And
I know.
That's whenever, like, I'm a kind of a dickhead to the point where I just, I'm pretty distant from a lot of people. I have my circle, but like, I don't really fuck with new people. I don't care. Like, I want people to do well, but like, it just takes hard work.
Yeah.
Like, there ain't no fucking shortcut.
That's it.
It's like, I'm not like, this shit doesn't just happen. I have to fucking sit
Hell
here
no,
and put in hours. Like, I have a little meter on like all the time I edit.
Yo.
It just rolled over 500 hours. And you're just like, that's just in 1 year. You're like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like those.
This podcast game is no joke, man. Like it takes a minute.
The photo shit ain't no joke either. I'm just saying work in general. It's just like there's no shortcut of it all. If you want to be great, you got to put in the work to it.
It's just to keep. You just got to keep coming back. Like you got to keep doing it. Because
how important is consistency? You think
it's the most important.
The most important thing.
Yo, like consistency and quality. Yo, like it is like I mean, you like I said, you quality to your best extent at the moment in time. Like but just but you're trying to do it to the best of your ability. So quality, consistency, and quality. But yeah, it's just like that's what I'm saying. The podcast is no joke because you have to fight through like those early stages where it's like, yo, it's only 5 motherfuckers listen to this month. Like you and then to keep coming back, like you have to keep coming back. That's the thing. Who I keep tabs on is remember Drama from his thing pops up on my thing and like
short story long,
and he doesn't get a lot of viewers yet. And he has like pretty big like
he got
guests.
some good viewers. He got good numbers.
Yeah, but like I don't know it's less than I would think.
Yeah,
but
that's not his main lane though.
I just love that like because it's going to get, or at least I know it's going to be like
it's going to get there.
Shit, like,
you can only have that clothing brand for as long as like Young and Reckless is going to phase out. It's already phasing out. The shit's phasing. It's phasing out. Okay. So it's dope that like that people that have those lanes that are already established, like that dude don't need to fucking worry about nothing in life again. He could not do anything and be fine, but it's dope that he does things like that. Yeah. John Geiger was on there, fucking all kinds of people, Wiz, Kyrie, Wiz, everyone. And like, it's dope to have that, like, that's my goal eventually. Luckily enough, I've had enough success with like people like yourself, like, Jordan Beckham, Big Germ, like all the people that have been cool enough to sit down with me and talk to me because, I feel that I offer something different with this podcast. There's people that do podcasts in the city, but I feel like I offer some different shit. Like, I mean, like, I'm selfish with it, with the people that I have on here, because like I feel it takes away if I'm not picky about what I do on here and like how I do it. I feel like it's going to take away from my product.
Oh yeah, it is, and people notice it too. Like, you know, they feel it
for sure.
Yeah.
Now, what's your next move? Like, what do you have in the works? I know that you just got involved with the radio station. You're back behind the mic.
Yeah. So let me give you the story behind that.
Yeah, I want to know, because I had no idea that you were involved in all this shit.
Yeah.
And I seen your Instagram post and I was like, what the fuck? Because like I had Abby from the X on here. Like, I've always been a fan of this shit too.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved it. So I'm curious.
The top of last year, so February of 2018.
Yeah.
So at this point, yeah, I got 20,000+ followers. Like, it's lit, you know. So long story short, two girls that I used to work. One girl interned with me at B94 State College. The one was already she already had like a show on B94 up at State College.
Okay.
So they both work for 100.7 Star now. So one of them hits me up. She, they're both personalities on 100.7 Star, Lista. She hits me up, and she's like, "Yo, like, would you have any interest in radio still?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, like, yeah, I do." Like, she hits me up on Facebook, and I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "All right, well, like, we got some board op like opportunities opening up. Da 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 da. We would love for you to but I know you had a personality to be back on air. Da 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 da." I'm like, "Yeah." So all that year, I was just paying my dues, man. Just going in, doing the board op for the morning show, and just like learning the stuff again, you know. So the girls I interned with up at State College got me the job at 100.7 Star. So like it just came full circle, which is insane. And yeah, and then how I got on air is one of the part timers went back to the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
So I've just been paying these dues, and that slot opened.
So like in the beginning, you were working as like, doing all the techie shit behind there. You weren't on air, but you were just like learning the ropes of it all again.
Right. But
okay, I get what you're saying. And like there was an opportunity where they needed a personality.
Exactly.
And you slid in.
And
damn, that's fucking dope.
It's dope. I was waiting for this year. I thought I was gonna have to pay my dues until like this summer.
Is it a full-time job there, or is it just part-time?
Well, it's part-time, but
I mean, like whenever you were doing the boards and shit like that, you were just doing that like part-time, right?
Yeah, just doing it part-time.
Okay, yeah.
But now I'm on air weekends, and if one of the main DJs like during the week is out, I can fill that slot in too.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, so I'm really just trying to, like, my goal is I just want to be the biggest radio DJ, like the biggest radio personality. I haven't really told anybody this. Like, I only tell my girl. I only talk shit to my girlfriend. I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna be the biggest," So
yeah, I do it to my wife.
Yeah, so I talk shit to her.
Like, this fucking podcast it's cracking right now.
I feel bad for these motherfuckers out here.
I swear to God, dude, it's the same way. But you have to be like that.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah,
you got to be hungry with that.
Literally, you got to have those moments, man.
Because if you don't want that, someone else is gonna be like that.
Yeah, it's like, why not? Like, why
the fuck can't it be you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yo, why can't?
Boys are scared about shit. That's why.
Yeah,
people are scared to fail and scared for other people to do well.
Exactly.
They're like, I don't give a fuck what you're doing, dude. I'm doing me.
Yeah, and that's why I get preachy sometimes, because it's like, yo, you can do, like, yo, you can do it, bro. Like, you can do whatever you. Anyway,
everyone, dude.
But
preaching to the choir with me.
Yeah, it's just.
So, what are your hours on the weekend?
So it varies. So mostly Saturdays, 2 to 7 p.m. Sundays 3 to 7 p.m. Or 3 to 9 p.m. But Sundays are great now because the Steelers are done, so I don't have to worry about missing.
Yeah.
But there is a TV in there, but it's not the same. But so yeah. But during the week, you might catch me on afternoons if Kelly's out. But yeah,
And you just love it.
I love it, man. I just got so many. I just got so many goals, and like I just want to be the biggest radio personality in Pittsburgh, syndication. Like I want all of that, here. Like I want to be able to travel, but I want it all to come to me. Like I want the syndication to be here, like that iHeart Radio shit. Like,
you want to stay in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I do. I want to stay. I want to stay in Pittsburgh. Just got the studio at the Pennsylvania downtown, so like, I want everything here and just be able to leave when I want and come back.
I fucking love Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I love it, man. Like
it's big enough to not be super small and like weird, but it's small enough to not be, a Philly or New York.
I love the price of living is amazing. Like I never go broke. If we do go out, like if we do turn up, like it's just like I'm not tripping.
Fuck yeah.
So it's just like I love living here. So.
And you got a well-established name. I'm sure people know who you are now, so it makes things a little bit easier too.
Yeah, not well easier, and like I don't want to like just not. I don't know how to describe it because I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like anything, but it's just like it does get where you kind of have to watch like kind of like just how you move. Sometimes it's like you can't be carefree all the time. Like it's just like sometimes I do want to do drugs and just like not give a fuck, like, and like sometimes it is the case. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you did see me, like, it's just like, I don't know, but like, it's just things like that where you're just like, yo, if like, I don't know, I could just have a regular day job and just be chilling, but like
things could always be worse.
Yeah, but I love, exactly. I love. It's like, but I love it.
Glass is always half full in my book.
Yeah, man. I love it. I love living here. It is amazing that like, just for people to show love and love what you do.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's ill.
So that's the move then. Become the biggest radio, DJ, lifestyle photographer. Just be the best at whatever the fuck you do.
All of that. Like just do it like nothing that's ever been seen. Like, you do photography and radio? So just like what? Just like nothing that's ever been done. It's just like, why not you?
I like that,
me?
dude.
Yeah.
I do. I like that.
That's it.
All right. Well, let's move to the end of this podcast. I feel like I covered every single thing you got going on.
Yeah, this was awesome. This is great, man.
So I do an ending segment where I wrap up with everyone and I throw everyone through a fucking loop. I do an ending segment called Desert Island Questions. Are you a fan of The Office?
I've watched a couple episodes here and there, but I know I got to get into it. Yo, would you mind if can I pour one?
Go ahead, absolutely. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Am I gonna fuck it up?
No, I got a pause button. You're good.
Right.
Now, The Office it's hit or miss with people.
Yeah.
So I can understand if people don't like it, but this segment comes from The Office. They get locked out at one episode, and Jim asks people what they would take on a desert island. So I give each of my guests 3 categories, and I give them 3 choices for each category to watch, read, and listen to on a desert island. So for the first category, you could pick 3 things to watch.
Okay.
They could be whole series, whole movies, whole anthologies, anything.
Okay. All right. I know what I'm watching. Ready?
3 choices. Go ahead.
Okay. So number 1, Training Day.
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna say 2. Hopefully, every Black Mirror that's ever made, and hopefully somehow it can be delivered. Everyone that comes after that I miss on this island.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah, the movie was alright. I thought it was okay.
I mean,
I like the interactive aspect.
Well, you got to think the movie didn't get as high of a rating. People had like more expectations for it, but like that's like the first of its kind,
right?
So shit's gonna be crazy after that. I bet you whole seasons of Black Mirror is gonna be where you could choose your own shit.
Yeah, I really appreciated that. I just thought the story was kind of whack.
It was kind of weak a little bit, but like, I mean, I bet they were just trying to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
But Black Mirror is wild.
I love it. That's that and The Handmaid's Tale is one of my 2
I haven't
favorites.
got into that yet. Everyone's been telling me to watch that. They said it was really, really good.
So good.
I just started watching this show called You.
Me too. I'm on episode 6.
Don't tell me yet. I'm only on episode 4, and it's fucking crazy.
It gives me anxiety, man. Like, I'm just like, yo, get out the house.
Do you know what Gossip Girl is?
Yeah, that dude, the man. Yeah, the guy.
Yeah, so like that's the reason I got it, because like I was obsessed with Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
I watched that whole thing, dude.
Yeah, my girlfriend too. She was like, "He's from Gossip Girl." I was like,
121 hours, dude.
Damn.
This is probably like 3-4 years ago. There was a point in time where like I was so fucking caught up into it, and it made me understand why people like soap operas. Right. It's just like a teenage soap opera, but I called off work and I would just like binge shit, and it was bad.
They say it's a good show.
It was all right. It's not worth watching. Okay, so you got Training Day,
Black Mirror,
every one of them.
Men in Black.
Men in Black?
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
I stopped after the second one.
Yeah, like the third one was whack.
I don't fuck with that.
Or yeah, the third one. Yeah, I didn't.
I want the same characters.
Right.
You know, I mean, I could deal with no Tommy Lee Jones, but like, you know, if Will Smith ain't in, I ain't watching it.
I know they're coming out with another one this year.
Yeah, I ain't watching that. No. I just saw on Will Smith's Instagram the day one of Bad Boys 3.
I know.
Started in, and like,
Bad
I'm like,
Boys for
oh
life.
shit!
I know. I can't wait for that.
Shit.
That's gonna be big time.
Yeah,
man.
them movies are unreal.
I know.
It does suck that Michael Bay's not directing it, but like,
oh, see, I didn't even know that.
Whatever,
Yeah.
It's still gonna be all right.
Yeah.
All right, so you got those are good. Those are good choices. Yeah. That covers everything. Training Day, Black Mirror's weird. Yeah. Training Day's you're like, you know.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie.
Drama shit, and then you got a little comedy relief of Men in Black. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so second category, do you read it all?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Okay, so 3 books.
So it would be the first would be The Alchemist. That's my favorite book of all time.
I've never read it.
Man, it's you got to read it.
You're not the first person that's told me that. Someone else. I was trying to think of who else picked it for Desert Island Questions. Someone else did.
Yeah, it's amazing. I would say my second one. Dang, I don't know. I would say this might be it. I would say my second one is maybe Charlemagne's book.
Black Privilege.
Black Privilege. Yeah, that was really good. Just hearing his story and just like, you know, just talking to the black community, it was good. I really enjoyed it. But I know it's something probably, but like something.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But dang, and this is third one, and I was in Denver and I just asked her what the name of this book was. She, a former girlfriend, gave it to me in college, and I lost it. But I was reading it in that time when I just left school. I had to leave school, and like, it was just like so like motivating. But the tagline from it was "Love, Serve, Remember." So like love everyone, serve everyone, and remember to do both.
Love, serve, remember.
Yeah, but let me hold on. I can tell you the title right now if I go back.
Love, serve, remember book. Ram Drass going home? No.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh, The Greatest Secret of All.
The Greatest Secret of All.
Simple Steps to Abundance, Fulfillment, and a Life Well Lived. That book.
I never heard about that.
It's it's a short read, a little like I want to say 100 something, but
that's all right. I like that.
Yeah, it was great. This guy tells a story. He was like 40-year-old guy, kind of like bouncing around, didn't really know what he wanted to do, and then he finally just like everything kind of clicked and what really matters. And like right now, I kind of feel like I'm really figuring that out as far as like
of what matters and what you want in life.
Yeah, and like
what you really want in life,
and just defining success. Like I feel like, of course, the dream was always like, yo, like I want to buy my mom a crib and like have mad money, but like, and which I do, but like that takes time, and I just feel like right now.
We're building the foundation of what we're going to do.
I feel successful. Like I feel like, yo, I got a girlfriend, I got my family, my friends. Like,
listen, from someone who's not you, like, I mean, from an outsider's point of view, you're definitely doing well, dude. Like people people respond to what you're doing for sure. Like I see your Instagram and like I see what you do, and it's dope. It really is. And like if I didn't fuck with it, like I wouldn't ask you to like come on.
Thank you.
But I do. Like I like but I've also loved that Humans in New York too. Like it has a vibe like that to me, and I love seeing all the different people and all the different shit. I just love photography. Like I've always been a big fan of it.
Yeah,
I've tried it all the time, but like I've never like got super deep into it.
Shit, with these iPhones are scaring. These iPhones,
They
are.
are.
Like,
The iPhones are letting everyone have a taste of it now.
man. Straight up.
Do you think that eventually will be a problem?
I mean, yes and no. Like I feel like some people are they won't feel all the way confident doing like all themselves and just like, you know, but I feel like some people can figure it out.
No one's ever going to rely on an iPhone to take wedding photos.
No,
know
but
I mean?
but I feel like for what I do, like because I shoot like some clothing brands and stuff like that. So like I feel like at some point they can just be like, "Yo, I got this shallow depth. I got, you know,
The portrait mode."
the portrait mode. Yeah, exactly. And it's looking. Sometimes I can't even tell. I'm like,
Yeah. I have my buddy is Dylan For Real. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a photographer in the city.
I heard. Yeah, for sure.
He does a bunch of wild shit.
Yeah.
But I posted a picture of me. My wife bought me this pinky ring for Christmas, and she took a picture with portrait mode. And he asked me, he was like, "Was this with a like professional camera or just portrait mode?" And I was like, "Nah, man, just portrait mode." And you know, but there's other ones that I'll post. Like I posted these shirts that I got made in portrait mode, and he was able to tell because like I'll pick his brain and I'll ask him if it like looks good and shit, and he'll be like, "Oh, I could see like around here," but you know, the untrained eye isn't going to notice that shit. It's only like professionals.
Yeah, sometimes you can notice with the portrait mode, like it's it's
around the edges where it's like that's the main part. But that makes sense. So you got do you have 3 books?
So yeah, the Alchemist, Charlemagne's,
and then that whatever the hell we just said.
Yeah, Love Serve Remember.
Yeah. Did you ever read The Last Lecture with Randy Pausch? I believe he was from CMU.
Okay.
But this book was quick read. It's definitely something you should read. It's just this dude had got diagnosed with cancer, and it's like there's a viral video of his last lecture. And it's incredible. It's a quick read. It just makes you feel good about like, you know, it makes you feel like a glass is half full. You know, like things could always fucking be worse. And I try to tell my wife all the time, I'm just like, babe, shit could always be worse. Like we're fucking bitching about something. Shit could always be worse.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Last category I'm curious about is 3 CDs or albums, whatever you want to take. 3 things to listen to.
Okay.
I will let people take podcasts too.
Okay, well, I would say number 1 is Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent.
That was last episode. That was a Desert Island question.
Really?
Big Lawn, you know who him? You know who
Yeah. That's one of his?
Big Lawn picked 50.
Yo, yeah.
That was his first one too, real quick. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Get Rich or Die Trying. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Like, I was in 8th grade maybe, but like even to this day.
Just the album art, him with that bulletproof vest with the gunshots through the glass.
Yo,
super dope.
Epic, man. He was the man. But just that whole album, like
Wankster was the first song I heard from it, and just that beat, you know, him riding in the back, it's like
so hard.
Always, dude.
To this day,
still good.
And to this day, I still love that album. So definitely that. I'm gonna tell you, this is okay. Let me hold on. I'm not gonna put that in there. Hold on. I'm gonna. Dang, this is good. Who will be that second spot? I would say. I'm trying to think. What album can I not live without, y'all?
It's a hard question. I'm gonna cut out any downtime.
Yo, I would definitely Cushion Orange Juice.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a good choice.
That's
my favorite by him for sure.
Same. I love that album.
Unreal.
Side note: what's really slept on in the Wiz Khalifa catalog is Live in Concert with Currency. It's a collab album. It's like 8 songs, 7 songs.
I don't know if I listened to the album, but I talked about it on here. I think it might have been with ADMC, but Wiz's live show was like probably one of the best I've ever seen. It's definitely my second favorite live show I've ever been to. Just because that Cushion Orange Juice band that he has in the back, like, is unreal. Like, it just made everything. It's so much better when there's live music.
Well, hold on, but it's the album. It's just called that. It's called live in concert.
Yeah.
But it's a total studio album.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, him and Currency.
I love Currency. Yeah. I've never heard of that album though.
It's like a sleeper. It was like 2012, 2013, maybe. It was a good one, but
I fuck with Currency.
Same, man.
And all his like Young Roddy is like a young dude that he put on.
Yeah,
the Good Sense, so sick.
They and Young, he's been doing it for a minute too.
Yeah, and I think like if I could be anyone, I talked to my boy Kenny about this. He's the dude who got me into all this shit. Get Rich or Die Trying. He's the one with the poster on his wall and everything. But I think Currency is in the perfect pocket. Yep. Because he's not to the point. I bet you he could still walk around outside.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if Wiz and Drake are walking around outside, boys are going after them.
Can't go.
But Currency is just in that pocket wearing sweats all the time and them lowriders just killing it. Killing it.
Yeah, I think, what did he just get, an Aston Martin? I think I just saw.
I tweeted at him not long ago. I was like, yo, dude, I'll fly to wherever you are. Just let me do a podcast with you.
Yeah,
there's some people that I'm like fans of. I got to interview Bert Kreischer. Okay. Like he's that comedian that was on Rogan's. He does The Machine. I'm sure you know who he is, but like he was at the Improv. I got to interview him a while ago. I got to interview like Ali Sadiq whenever he was at the Improv. So like I'll find these people that I'm like fans of, and I'll be like, I'll buy an airplane ticket if you'll just take the time out to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Why not? Fuck it.
It's a little bit of sacrifice to get the content.
You got Get Rich or Die Trying, Cushion Orange Juice, and then
I need the last one.
I'll give you that consolation live in concert.
Yeah, live in.
You take that too.
Yeah, that one slept on. And I can put podcasts in there.
Yeah. I'll give you a whole channel.
All right, I would easy. I would say actually it's not easy. I would say the Joe Budden podcast.
This is good.
I thoroughly enjoy. I used to hate Joe Budden, to be honest with you, but I started to love him, and I love his podcast.
Yeah, like it's hit or miss for me. I'll listen whenever there's guests, but like if I had to listen to podcasts for the rest of my life, I don't know if it would be Joe Budden. I feel like that would bring out hatred in me or something.
Well, I just love their point of view, and I feel like if I was on a desert island, it would keep me up to date. Like
that's a good point,
because they talk about hip hop.
I would take Breakfast Club YouTube channel all day.
Oh yeah,
like those. That's my. So what I do is like my interview skills. I try to go after like Charlemagne, Mark Maron, Bert Kreischer, and Ari Shaffir. Like those are the four people I try to like blend all their together.
Yeah,
it's like I think that those dudes are just killing it. Like Charlemagne, I love listening to them talk. Yes, I loved watching the fucking. Like I love whenever there's some crazy shit going on there.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta love it.
They definitely get into it.
You gotta love it. It's the best.
It is.
Whenever he's starting to fight with people, where he made Lil Mama cry.
Yeah, they're good at their job, yo.
They are, and they make people want to come back and watch more.
Always do.
Okay, second to last question is death row meal. You could have as much as you want from wherever you want. Food.
Dang. Okay. Death row meal.
Death row meal.
I would say Hooks Fish and Chicken Wings.
Yeah, that's not been the first time Hooks has been mentioned on here.
Bomb. What else? I would say I'm not a big sweets guy.
No,
I don't like sweets. I mean, I eat sweets, but I don't really like buy them. You know? That's a great question. I don't know what my last meal would be.
Oh, it's a good question. Mine would be Streets on Carson. Their 24 karat wings. You ever been there, Streets on Carson?
No, but I've had. I've ordered Uber Eats like the poutine and the poutine and the what's the like the sandwiches, the buns, the steamed buns.
Steamed buns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah,
bomb.
That's the shit there. But their wings, their 24 karat wings would definitely be like a side menu there, and. You know, I I love sushi, but then like I could also eat some fucking like pierogies and shit.
Yeah, like,
You know,
I'm
it's
pretty much a
hard.
garbage disposal.
Yeah,
I can
look at me, dude. Like I'm a lineman. I'll eat whatever. I'm not picky.
same. I can eat literally whatever. But
We'll throw whatever the fuck in front of you
yeah,
with some hooks, fish, and chicken.
yeah, hooks, fish, and chicken.
It's the Tahiti
Tahitian treat.
Tahitian treat.
Yeah, maybe on the side. Dang, what do I like? What do I like? I don't know. I like Redbeard's poutine.
Redbeards? I've never been there.
Redbeard's, it's just a bar. It's like a bar food, but they got some good.
Is that Mount Washington?
They got one in Mount Washington and downtown.
Okay.
So that would be, just Hooks Wings and Redbeard's poutine.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. And last question is, if you could have a conversation with anyone alive or dead, who would it be and why?
Man, anybody alive or dead?
Yep. I'll cut out any downtime too.
Any what?
Any downtime, like if you want to take a second to think about it. Like,
okay. I would say. I don't know. He's not even my favorite artist or anything, but like, I don't know. I would like to talk to Tupac.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't listen to his music like that or anything. It would
be cool to talk to him though.
Yeah, like I would just like to talk to him. Like,
there's people that I'm not a fan of like their product, but I would like to talk to them for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Just to like,
that's a good answer.
Just to like pick his brain, because he was just like so many.
He was like philosophical,
and he
but
was so
still like
young.
raw.
He was 25 and like he was just like
ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was on another level, man.
Definitely wild. That's a good choice. Absolutely a good choice. You know, it was weird. I saw somewhere that Tony Danza.
Yeah,
Tony Danza was a pen pal with Tupac while he was in jail.
Really?
Ain't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I don't know where I heard about that somewhere. I think it was on a Complex article one time.
Wow.
And Tony Danza like fucked with Tupac on that level where he would like write to him and shit like that.
Get the hell out of here.
Wild as fuck, dude. Super wild.
I couldn't imagine what Tony Danza is writing to Tupac.
Right? Who the fuck is like? What's he saying to Tupac?
Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But that makes you also think like, what is he saying to Tupac? Like, I would love to know.
True.
But that's a good answer. Tupac's a good answer.
Yeah, it's like, but like I would just really want to know, like, I don't know, just thoughts on just like a conversation, just to sit down and talk.
Yeah, just be able to sit down and talk. That's whenever I ask people like if you could have a conversation, that's what I really want is like if you could sit down and have like a just a regular hour-long, 2-hour-long conversation with someone where it's just like like it's like there's not that boundary of them being a celebrity and you being someone that's a fan,
right?
But just being able to talk to them. Like, there's so many people. I would love to talk to, like, Robin Williams, Mac Miller, fucking Charlemagne would be dope for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Wesley Snipes would be unreal to talk to.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to him about Blade. I would talk to him for hours about Blade.
Well, did you? I read like about that third one, like. He was not feeling it.
Yeah, they said that he was super fucking aggressive to everyone on set.
Yeah, and he would just smoke weed all day.
They said that he was just in his trailer, and it would just be like unreal how high he would be.
Wow.
And it's wild because Wesley Snipes, White Man Can't Jump, Blade, Money Train.
Right. And I watched that movie after reading that. Yo, he doesn't say anything like really the whole movie. In the third one, it's just like
he doesn't say too much in any of the movies.
True.
But the first one, he has like a little bit of dialogue. And the second one, he has a lot. But then the third one, he doesn't really talk at all.
Yeah, he had stand-ins for a lot. They were saying like it was like
yeah.
It was
supposedly he's not the nicest dude. Did you know him and Rogan were supposed to fight before?
No, what?
Yeah, since Wesley Snipes is a martial artist, he like I don't know how it came. But there was supposed to be like some sort of event where they were supposed to fight, but it never went through because he went to jail for like tax evasion or something. Yeah. But they were supposed to go at it. Rogan would fuck him up. It would be insane.
Yeah, because he
would choke him to death, dude. Ain't even a question. I'd bet my house on it.
Yeah.
But I'll let you get out of here. Go ahead, take a second, promote whatever you want to promote, dude.
Oh man, just of course follow me on Instagram at Keep Pittsburgh Dope and listen on 100.7 Star. Weekends, afternoon, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. And follow the new studio at Keep Pittsburgh Dope Studios. And yeah, that's it. A lot coming up in 2019. It's going to be a big year.
Got to follow the Instagram to keep in touch with it, though.
Yeah.
I'll link everything below. But I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Definitely
man.
an awesome conversation.
No doubt.
Everyone else that's listening, follow me on Instagram at I'll Call You Right Back. I'll call you right back anywhere else. Email me. Let me know who you'd like on here. Give me some feedback on the episodes. I'll call you right back at gmail.com. And just let me know what you like. Call me piece of shit if you want. Doesn't matter. But I will call you right back.